Hi there and welcome to another tutoring video from me, the History Tutor, and this time we're going to be looking at the Edexcel iGCSE topic of the First World War, and we're going to look in particular at some source skills. I'm going to tutor you through a question and a topic of the Battle of the Somme. Well, thanks for joining this lesson, and today, during this tutoring lesson, I'm going to talk you through the source question for the Edexcel iGCSE World War I topic. This question requires you to compare two sources and come up with their ideas. We also need to have a little bit of understanding and knowledge of the Battle of the Somme, because that's the topic of the question. So have a little revision of your Battle of the Somme knowledge. Look through my revision guide if you have it, or look through my videos talking through the great battles, and then come back to this video and we will go through a quick quiz, and then we'll talk through how to answer the question in detail. And by the end of the lesson, we'll have a top level answer planned, and hopefully you'll have an understanding of how to do this question successfully. Okay, so here's a quick quiz to answer 8 questions about the Battle of the Somme. So find this in the revision guide and then fill in the answers. You can use the notes in the revision guide. As I said, use my videos to help you. Don't have my revision guide, then get your revision notes and a piece of paper and give it a go. Pause me now and off you go. Okay, so here's the answer then. So question number 1, the leader of the Battle of the Somme was General Sir Douglas Haig. Some people call him the Butcher of the Somme. I feel like we need to really have a more balanced approach to that, so we'll try and do that during our lessons. Battle of Somme hoped to relieve pressure from which battle that was attacking the French? That's the Battle of Verdun, which is the other great battle of 1916. How many days were the German trenches bombarded before the British soldiers went over the top at Battle of Somme? So that's 8 days. How many British casualties were there on the first day? Well, the first day is obviously known as the worst day in British military history, of course. So 60,000 is one of the numbers found in the textbook. You can find various numbers, late 40s to 50,000 to 60,000, around about 20,000 dead. How much land in kilometres was taken by Battle of Somme? So in total, over the 25-kilometre front, over the weeks and weeks of the battle, just 6 kilometres for all those deaths. Then a new attacking weapon Haig used during the battle. Haig, we're going to talk about some positives. He tried to experiment. He tried to have some successes, and we'll talk about those in a minute. It was the Mark I tank. List 2 successes of the Battle of the Somme. So I've listed a number here, trying to be balanced, trying to consider he's not just a butcher of the Somme. Attempted new technology like the tank, attempted new tactics like the creeping barrage, released pressure at Verdun, of course, led to major German casualties, over 500,000. Germans, not having an empire, not having lots of allies, couldn't afford all these casualties, whereas no side could afford the casualties, but Britain and France potentially had more allies and more people to fight in their armies. And finally, the British army had shown they were a major force in the war. They could hold a major battle. They had introduced conscription and great volunteering programs. They had a huge army now as well. So finally, what were some of the failures of the Battle of Somme? Of course, the large amount of casualties, 620,000 for the British and her allies at the Battle of the Somme. Generals had shown poor tactics, and this had the idea of lions led by donkeys. They had not adapted very well and changed their tactics enough. Military targets were not achieved, only 6 kilometres taken. They were not back into open warfare with a cavalry charge on the battlefield like they had hoped. I hope you're going to find this video useful, and if you do, then do find out more about my videos to help you. It's a full playlist of videos, but also I have revision guides to help you, packed full of notes in a simple revision style, and videos that talk you through the content, and of course, lessons like this, tutoring lessons to help you with your work. So if you find this useful, do have a look at the notes for this video, find a way to my Amazon playlist, and have a look at my revision guides. Right, so here's the question. It says, how far does source A support the evidence in source B by the tactics of the Battle of the Somme? Explain your answer for 8 marks. You can see there are 2 sources, and they have slightly different perspectives, written by slightly different types of people and different types of sources. One's a British perspective, one's a German perspective, so we're going to see some differences here. So obviously, there's a challenge here that we've got to face. So how are we going to answer this question, though? You'll know from my other videos that I always like to consider a success criteria, and there's space in your revision guide to write some key rules for answering this question. Knowledge is not the only thing you need to try and memorize or remember for your exam. You need to remember the skills required to answer the question, because you need to tick off certain skills in the mark scheme to gain the marks. So have a look at the wording of the question, words like how far, or explain, and list some ideas you think you need to follow to make sure you get lots of marks. Pause now and have a think. Okay, so here's what I think are some of the key things to do. So make a note of anything you've not written down. Both the sources, you need to extract messages from them so that you can compare those messages. You also need to be balanced. It does say how far do the sources support one another. So you need to have ways they do support and ways they don't. And if you're not going to give a balance, i.e. talk about both sides, you're not going to get more than around 5 marks in this question, which is an 8-mark question. Then when you've got your similarities and differences between them, you need to explain those to some extent. You could use your sort of knowledge of the events or some implied knowledge within your suggestions to support that. Now, it's not explicit within the marks scheme necessarily talk about provenance and tone, but I feel like that will really help you to think about who wrote it, when they wrote it, the feel of the source, to get a few extra ideas of similarities and differences. And then you can conclude how far they are similar at the end to give your final judgment. Let's do some planning then on this. You can find these sources in your revision guide and work out now ways they are similar. How do they agree and disagree with each other? So consider the provenance now of each and see if you can note down the provenance ideas about the tactics from source A and from source B, and also the content messages you sort of gather about the tactics from source A and source B. So have a look over these sources and work out your ideas now, and then we'll go through some answers. Away you go. Okay, so source A, I've said the provenance is from a British newspaper. This means it will be maybe censored and will give a positive impression. So it's going to say great things, not really going to include many negatives. Also, it's from the 3rd of July. This is quite early on in the battle, so the tactics may not have got better, or people might not be reflecting that the tactics haven't changed over time. It was quite early to give an assessment of tactics. The source suggests that the tactics were a success as they took some trenches and German prisoners, so the content is quite positive about the tactics. The source also said the tactics started with a large bombardment and then there were intense fighting. This suggests there had been high casualties with the intense fighting phrase. Now that might be, in a censored newspaper, quite a negative aspect to the tactics, perhaps. It could be taken either way, that intense fighting was deaths on both sides, perhaps. Source B then, provenance is the German account. It may exaggerate their success in the battle, talk about the British in a more negative way. Source is only one day and from one place. There may have been more successes and better tactics in other places. So it's quite a negative view of the British here. But maybe the British were doing different things and more successful in other places. This is one soldier talking about his experiences. Okay, in terms of content, the source suggests that tactics failed as the German defences were not destroyed, and they inflicted high casualties on the British. The source says that there was a heavy bombardment. The British soldiers marched slowly towards the trenches. This suggests they thought the bombardment had been a success and that the Germans would be easily killed. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Okay, so now we've got some ideas about the sources. How do we structure our answer? So we want to try and still keep our peel paragraph because that's a really good way of creating an argument. And that's what history is all about. So we want to respond to the question, make a point. Source A supports source B about the tactics battle to some extent or to a large extent because. Set up our argument. Say why. Maybe they both sort of agree there were some successes there, maybe. Then we want to pick out evidence. For example, source A says this. If we're saying they're similar, similarly, source B says this. Then we explain. Therefore, source A supports source B because, and explain the messages we're getting about the tactics. If we think they're very similar, we may well explain a furthermore. However, if we think they're not so similar, we could give a however about this point. Now, you have a decision to make. You can either give a paragraph that says similar, and then another paragraph says not similar, or you could give a paragraph saying similar and different, and then another paragraph saying similar and different. The similar and different in the same paragraph probably is a slightly more advanced skill and advanced argument. And okay, so let's go through a paragraph together. And in this one, we're going to argue that it's similar because they both suggest the tactics weren't that brilliant. Let's make a point then. So source A supports source B about the tactics about Somme to a large extent, to some extent, because, okay, so in your revision guide, write your first sentence. As I said, we're going to talk about tactics not really working very well as an idea, and we are going to say they're pretty much similar. Okay, so where you go. Okay, so I've said source A supports source B about the tactics battle of Somme to a large extent because they both suggest that there were significant casualties due to the tactics of the battle. So let's give some evidence now, shall we? So try and use both sources as I've set out here on the screen. For example, source A says this. Similarly, or maybe however, but it's most likely going to be a similarly. Similarly, source B says this. So pause me now and add some evidence from the sources. Think back to our plan we made for this. Okay, so I've said, for example, source A says the fighting was developing in intensity. This suggests that lots of people may have died due to the level of fighting. Similarly, source B suggests there were high casualties, as it says the whole lines of British soldiers collapsed to the ground under their machine gun fire. So you'll notice I've sort of paraphrased things with little snippets of quotes. We don't need long rafts of information here, a sentence per source, because we want to go on and explain more than we want to describe the source. Do that explanation bit. So explain. Therefore, source A supports source B, but attach the battle because that's trying to explain why we think those two are similar. Use your understanding of the events. Use your understanding of the sources to do that. If you're not quite sure, you can just watch the next bit, but give it a go otherwise. Pause me now, and off you go. So I said, therefore, source A supports source B about the tactics of battle because they both suggest there were lots of deaths. Even source A has a positive tone and has been heavily centred, still recognises there's intensity to the battle and increasing casualties. Okay, so let's do a furthermore now. So have a think about, is there any other ideas you could add about how the tactics were leading to casualties and how tactics were really bad in the Battle of Somme? So we end up with a wholly positive paragraph. Maybe we can then look at a less positive and a balanced paragraph next time. So pause now and have a go. Okay, so I've said, furthermore, the first day of the Battle of Somme is famous as the worst day in British military history and thus supports the similarity in both sources as there were over 45,000 casualties in the first day. So I've given a little bit of knowledge to sort of explain it a bit more. Now, let's have a think about the other side of the argument. See if we can give ways in which perhaps they don't really support each other. Maybe they have a disagreement with each other. They obviously have disagreement in tone. Maybe they have disagreement in terms of tactics. One is German saying it was all really, really terrible, whereas the other one is British saying there was a great success. We'll have a go at giving a difference now, and I'll show you an example answer afterwards. So try and follow the same style, set up your argument, talk about what source A says, however source B says this, explain. Maybe when you're explaining, you can talk about the tone and who wrote them, therefore why they're different. Maybe a furthermore, maybe give a small however, perhaps, to say you don't entirely agree with that if you really want to. Okay, so pause me now, and away you go. Okay, so here's what I've said. And you can use this to review your own answer, or if you got stuck, obviously you can learn how to do this and then have a go at a different type of question. So I've said, secondly, source A supports source B about the tactics of the Battle of Somme only to a limited extent, as they generally disagree about the success of the tactics. For example, source A says the British had occupied the German line and many prisoners had been taken. This suggests the British Army had been a success in the battle. However, source B says that the German soldiers were safe in their dugouts from the bombardment and then set up the machine gun quickly to kill the British soldiers. This suggests the British tactics failed. They did not take the enemy trenches. Therefore, source A does not support source B. The British tactics had generally failed on the first day. The 8-day artillery bombardment had simply given the Germans time to prepare, and they were safe in their deep concrete bunkers. They could then leave the bunkers and destroy the British with their machine guns. This meant wave after wave of British soldiers were killed. Furthermore, source B's provenance was from a German soldier on the first day of the battle, based in one location only. So this means source A might not have the same view as the German soldier in source B, as they were looking at different places and having different experiences and therefore having different ideas, for instance. This means they have a different opinion about the success of the British tactics. Finally, just give a simple conclusion. Just give a sentence to say how far you think they are similar, maybe with one or two sentences to back up that idea. Then if you want an extension activity, have a look at this question 3. So you'll know that the question 2 sources are used then in question 3 as well. So here's a question 3 extract. If you want to have a look at my question 3 videos and then come back to this, you're perfectly welcome to. But here is something else you should have a think about. Okay, well, I hope you found it useful and you developed your source question skills. And if you did, then obviously have a look at my revision guide in more detail, find more questions, practical questions. You'll also be able to look through my playlist to find more talk through videos, talking through the content, also tutoring videos to help you with your skills. If you haven't got my revision guide, take a look at the information in this video and find out more about it. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.